Morning, afternoon, wherever you're watching this from. So I'm going to be just doing a quick one today right here on recent news that came out that banks are now offering credit cards to people who do not have a credit score. This comes from essentially banks not having enough on their balance sheet. People during the pandemic, whenever they got their stimulus checks, the numbers showed that the majority of people paid down their credit card. That sounds really good to me. Less people in debt is good because then they can be spending on other things instead of just paying down recurring interest. It's good for everyone but the banks. The banks do the majority of their business and make the majority of their money from charging people at interests on holding those loans and lending money out. And objectively, lending money out to the economy is really good because what it does is it allows people to make big purchases like cars, homes, businesses, etc., without actually having that capital on hand. It keeps things moving forward. We all know too much debt is a bad thing, but when does the balance actually occur to where having more people out of debt and able to basically fix themselves outweighs the stress on the banking system? So I personally think credit is a really dangerous tool. It triggers something up here that if I'm out and about and I've had a beer or two and I see something I want, I'm like, take it. I want it. Now, I don't care at this point. That's bad. If I don't have any self-control, that means there's plenty of other people that also don't have self-control. Not putting myself above anyone. Human nature, we are not very good at handling things like that. So then I started thinking, I was like, well, maybe this is actually a good thing, because if we have people who are unproven, that also means that we're taking it. The credit system's not perfect, obviously. I've dealt with it before. It's a pain in the butt. Oh my gosh. And it could just take something. It could take, like, I wasn't accused. I was a victim of fraud a couple months ago because some company I've never dealt with before said that I owed them money. And you look at it and you're like, how does this even happen? How does someone who I've never dealt with before claim? And it was easy enough to get fixed, obviously. Went through the credit reporting score and, basically just said, hey, look, this is fraud. It took them like 3 hours. They looked into it and immediately were like, we don't care. It's gone. So that's the good side of it. Maybe this will help us take a look at the credit system and maybe fix it. The only problem is it's being done out of desperation. It's being done because the banks don't have enough people. They need to lend money out to make money. So they're trying to lend money into people that we don't know can pay back. Now, if your thoughts immediately went to 2008, mine did too. That's all I thought of was, oh gosh, we're giving mortgages to anyone and everyone just because we need to increase our balance sheet. Could be a problem. Maybe I'm overreacting. Who knows? The positive of this, I think, is that it's a really good opportunity to teach a lot of people about credit. Maybe as a society, we can all at once learn a little more about this. And we'll say, okay, we're giving people a chance to get access to resources that they would never have before. And there's obviously going to be learning curves, but I think if we do it in a proper way, we could wake up in 3 years and be like, oh yeah, so now we're able to give everyone credit cards because you're taught from a young age essentially to understand these type of things. It's something that not everyone is taught. But either way, I think it's a positive to everything. And I think that is a likely outcome. It'll get us accustomed together, all as one, to say, hey, look, this is how credit works. It can be dangerous. Just because you have a credit card doesn't mean you actually have that limit on there. That's not your money. You have to pay it back. It's just liquidity more than anything. So anyways, that's my thoughts on that. I will get you back on the platform as soon as I can. Moving is almost done. Either way, I promise to have a weekly recap this coming Sunday, and we'll take care of it. All right. See you soon.